Hey, what's going on? We made it to the midweek. It's Wednesday, and Romeo here. We talked a little bit about foods that you eat when you're poor. We talked a little bit about the job and why you hate it. And then we jumped in. We had our insurance guy stop by. Plus, your pets. How did your pets end up with their name? Let's find out what happened. Good morning, Hob. What's going on?
Yo, Rome. We were talking about being poor yesterday.
Yeah?
What's your favorite poor food?
Mine?
You got one?
Well, oh, man. I used to eat rice and chili beans with crackers.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't bad. Or refried bean tacos. You know, just refried beans, and because I couldn't afford meat, so refried beans and tacos. That was
what I
probably
still
the best.
eat? Flour tortilla with Miracle Whip, dude. Me and my buddy we were traveling, we played ball, dude, and we'd be like, come home, we wouldn't have nothing to do. And I still got that urge once in a while. I'll be watching TV. I'm gonna make me a tortilla with Miracle Whip.
You know what? I wonder why. I mean, I grew up eating flour tortillas with butter on them. And I don't know why I don't eat that no more. I haven't had one of those in probably 30 years. If that.
Probably have one that just go back to when you were a little kid.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
All right, Bob.
All right, 842-547-7. Poor foods, right? What was your favorite? We're talking about your favorite foods, favorite poor foods, right? Struggle was real for a lot of us, still is. Good morning, now. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, Ruben. What up, man?
You talking about eating those flour tortillas instead with butter?
Yeah.
The way they used to give us, instead of getting a jelly sandwich, we would get a jelly flour tortilla with butter.
Oh, God, that's nasty. Oh, God.
Yeah, like you said, bro, I haven't had that since I was a kid.
That sounds terrible. All right,
hey, but it fills the belly up, you know what I mean? When you broke, you broke.
When you broke, you broke. All right.
Yeah, bro.
It's funny when you're talking about eating, gosh, when we were just broke, man. How would you eat, poor foods? We used to, I'm trying to think what else I used to eat. Rice with chili beans on it. Rice was pasta. Pasta was cheap. I think we would eat pasta, by a jar of sauce and a pasta. That would go a long way. I'm trying to think what else we ate when we had no money. My favorite poor food. I don't know. You know what's funny I will tell you something funny though about poor food. What you eat when you were broke. Carne asada used to be rich for me. And that was when it was like 99 cents. This was 25 years ago. Now it's way expensive. But that used to be, something that was and it was still poor back then, but it was still the poorest meat you can buy back when I was really broke. But yeah, that was a luxury for me. Already 42547-7. What was your favorite poor food? What'd you guys eat when you were broke? Let's talk about foods we ate when we were poor. And we still are. Some of us are still eating them. Already 42547-7. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family. But now that I'm older as an adult, thinking back, it was times had to have been hard. Because I remember my mom at multiple times making us the big Swanson family meals, like the Salisbury steak or the turkey and gravy or whatever.
Yeah.
She would make the sides with it, like mashed potatoes and toasted bread, and make the open-faced sandwiches.
Damn.
We thought that it was just this expensive bomb meal, almost like Thanksgiving, but now it's back and shoot, we must have been having a hard that we was all, the whole family eating the Swanson TV dinner family meal.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I had no idea, man.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Hey, thanks for calling.
Yeah, right. But
all right, 842-547-7. What'd you send me here? Hey, Rome. Somebody called me about something. Wait, what did somebody call me about? Where is, was it Ruben that sent me? Rome, hamburger meat with potato tacos. Hamburger meat with potato tacos. I never had that. You know that, this is kind of funny. We was broke. We didn't get hamburger meat, but we got refried bean tacos. By the way, those are delicious. I still make those today. Refried bean tacos, but that's what we ate when we were poor too. That was funny. Bread, butter, sugar, put in the bottom of the oven and toast it. Bread, butter, sugar. Wow. All right, Rome. Chilaquiles, Rome. Favorites. Some stale tortillas, chili sauce. Now you're looking at $17 a plate. You ain't lying. I'm gonna go get me some chilaquiles after work today. That's what we used to make it too. My grandmother used to make that when we had no money. Oh man, that's awesome. Funny how that works, huh? All the poor food that we ate is now a delicacy, and you got to go pay $17 to $25 a plate at a restaurant or a taco truck. Morning, what's going on?
What's going on, Romeo? This is Mr. Semper Fry.
What up, brother?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fabulous, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, brother. I got a couple text messages, man, from some of my followers. They said that you gave me a shout out this morning on on your station.
Yeah.
Talking about poor food. Shoot, man. My face was on the EBT card. You know what I mean? Let's go, baby. Those potato tacos, man. Those potato tacos hit. And then there's that famous I Wish sandwich. Where you get the mayonnaise, you put it on the bread, and you slap it together, and you wish you had some meat in the middle.
Oh, my God. That's funny. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Thanks for calling later.
All right, my brother. Have a great day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the Semper Fry guy. The I Wish sandwich. Remember, man, bread, boy. White bread was just a staple of every poor kitchen, right? Just unbelievable. You can do a lot with some bread, man.
Hey, Romeo.
What's up?
My mom used to do the coolest struggle meals. We were a top ramen type of family.
Okay.
Every night, different flavors, because we thought, we got the variety pack. It was cool, and we thought we was real expensive when it came in a cup.
Yeah.
Once the cup of noodle came out to our house, oh my God, we thought we was fancy. And my mom is Asian, so she'll chop up some onion and make it look like, like a, real, like, snazzy, like she did it from scratch. It was boiled water.
Oh, my gosh. That's great,
But
though.
she
That's a
made
good
it work.
mom. That's a good mom,
She
though.
made it work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for calling. All
Thank
right.
you.
I remember that top ramen. I had to live off top ramen for a while. Yeah. That little flavor packet, boy. You knew you was broke when you was, but it was good. Top ramen was good. All right, 842-547-7. Do you guys ever have crackers and butter? You guys ever eat that? That was another thing we had to eat when we was poor. Crackers with butter on them. Sometimes we get jelly, but not very often. All right, 842-547-7. Let's see what you sent me here. Hey, Rome, a burnt bologna or a hot dog weenie on the stove, burning the fork. Oh, yeah, I had to eat hot dogs before. My poor food is Moroccan? What is that? I don't know what that is. It looks familiar, but I don't know what it is. All right, what did you guys eat? What was your poor food? Or struggle meal. I like what she said, struggle meal. So we talking about those broke foods. I like the way the other lady put it. She said those struggle meals. Back in the day or maybe now, you got to eat. You got to eat. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, I love your station. I remember we used to cut a 3L soda bottle, put cereal in it, and did not have milk, so we used water. Oh, my God. I can honestly say one thing I never had to do is eat cereal with water. That is one thing I can tell you that I've never had to do. All right, 842-547-7. Rome, when I was younger, 14, 15, my mom would leave me home alone with nothing in the fridge, so I'd eat lettuce and lemon juice. I weighed like 90 pounds, but I ate. I want to say something about that. You look at people sometimes today, and I think this is really important. You look at some people today, and they grew up with struggle meals, right? And they come up a little bit, they get them a good job, they start making a little money, then everybody talks about, well, man, look how much weight you put on. Well, that's because you can eat now. I think there's something to that. When you grow up poor and everybody, you got no food, so you're 90 pounds, but you start making a little cheddar, and then all of a sudden you want to buy cheddar because you can't eat. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, Rome, what do you got here? Yo, Rome, some top ramen with cheese and ham or chicharrones. And if you want to be extra fancy, slap on some bread and have a sandwich. But that was usually something you do when mom wasn't there because we was using too much ingredients after that. I thought you was going to say that's what you do when company comes over. Talking about those struggle meals, back in the day or maybe today, we ain't got a lot of money. So how are we eating? Now, what are you eating? What was your favorite? They weren't all bad, by the way. Poor foods, poor meals, struggle meals, whatever you want to call them, they weren't all bad. A lot of it was actually pretty tasty. RD42 Pop 477. I just tuned in, Rome. How about Kick cereal and powdered milk? Oh, I never had that. That top ramen recipe is a prison cuisine. Okay. What about that mac and cheese? That Kraft mac and cheese, that was kind of a poor food. I don't remember us eating that. Hamburger helper without no hamburger. You remember that? Big Boy just made me think of something, and I forgot what it was that I was gonna say about poor food. Hey, yo, Rome, is this topic going? Let's see. As this topic is going, I was taking my kid to school. My son, who was 14, is listening, saying, "Dad, we have all these, and they're bomb, and they're making fun of them." I told him, "You're the broke food." I told him they're the broke food. That's what you eat when you ain't got no money. He looked at me and said, What are we broke? I said, "No, I'm broke. You just going to enjoy being broke with me." We really ain't broke, but when we have some steak, he appreciates it much more. I told him in 10 years, when you got to stock your own food, you will understand and thank me for all these bomb expensive foods. Oh, that's great. All right, so we were talking about Raider Joe was asking about my favorite poor food because we grew up poor. A lot of us grew up poor. No, that doesn't mean all of us have money now. It just means that we had to live that life for a little while. Maybe we can eat a little better now, but it's not. The reason I want to say this, because I want to say this, is some guy said he's driving his kid to school, his 14-year-old, and the kid was saying that, "Dad, those are all the foods that we got," and they're making fun of it. And we're not making fun of it because we're just saying we had to live it. And now he's trying to tell his kid, look, you're going to understand when you get a little older and you got to fill that fridge, right? It costs money and things are expensive, but we're not making fun of it. We all lived it. So, but I'm going to tell you this, there is a valid point when people say, I grew up poor, I started making a little bit of money, and now I appreciate things a lot more, So, but I do want to say this about, I didn't mind being poor, right? Not poor where I couldn't at least eat every day, but I didn't mind not having the responsibility of a mortgage or a car payment, a big car payment, or all the bills. I didn't mind. It's just a fine line, man. There's a fine line between when you make just enough money to live a simple life without much accountability to anything, to when you jump up to that next level of now you got a real job, you decide to buy a house, you decide to have a family. That changes your whole perspective. And we still struggling, even today. All right, Rome, the best food, Rome, huevos con weenies. That was a great struggle meal right there. We had refried beans on toast. Refried beans on toast. Never heard of it. Yo, Rum, I remember we could always eat tacos with cream cheese. Oh, I never had that. We always had tacos with refried beans. That was always, that was taco night. That was Taco Tuesday at my house because we was poor. Refried bean tacos. They were good, man. They were good. All right, 84254-7-7. Rome, we also ate a lot shredded corn tortillas with eggs and ketchup. I never had that. What is wrong with you guys adding ketchup to eggs, by the way? God, that's disgusting. Noodles. Let's see, Rome. We had noodles and bologna. Mayo sandwiches still hits the spot sometimes. But that's the problem. That's also another issue. A lot of that food we ate when we were struggling is good. It was good. You know, we liked it. Who doesn't like butter on crackers? If you ain't had a saltine with butter on it, boy, you better go have one today. You better make those as appetizers before dinner tonight for your kids. 84254-7-7. Ceviche de weenie. All right. Hey, Rome, the way everybody's calling you, asking for things makes me feel even more special when I asked you for Village Fest tickets and you gave them to me. I always heard people call and ask, and sometimes you would hook them up. So I was grateful. I decided to try it that day. You know what? They say a closed mouth doesn't get fed, and I'm so glad I decided to ask. I've always tell my kids to ask. The worst that can happen is they could say no, and you'll just be where you're at when you started. That's great advice, actually. All right, what'd you send me here? Hey, Rome, yellow cornmeal mush with fried eggs with all bit of salt and pepper, tapatio on top. Didn't know it was a struggle meal till I was an adult. I just thought it was the best growing up. Growing up. Still eat to this day. My kids and wife don't like it though, of course, because you probably got snobby kids and a wife. You know, that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how guys grow up poor and they still kind of are cool with it, but women grow up poor and they get snobby when they don't have to eat poor no more.
Romeo, I gotta agree with you on this one. So
okay.
I grew up poor, and I still eat like I'm poor. Even though I got money to buy me good lunch, I still eat a top ramen
sandwich. Yeah, women grow up poor and they get snobby when they come up. Men grow up poor and just stay humble.
But you know what's crazy? It moves on to other things like my truck. I never used the AC because most of my cars I had didn't have AC.
Yeah.
So, but I save a lot of money, save a lot of gas that way.
I'm the same way. I don't use AC and I don't use my air conditioner unless I absolutely have to.
So yeah, growing up poor is not too bad because
then you get these chicks that grow up poor like that, and they're like, "Oh, well, I grew up like this, so I don't got to do this." Yeah, so it's just men and women. We're just so much better.
I agree. One of the rare times Raider Dave will agree with you. Have a good day.
Oh hell, the world's coming to an end now. Jeez, Raider Dave and I agree on something. That's the end. What do you got here? Already 42547-7. Yo, Romeo. Hey, good morning. I love this weather because it doesn't change the fact that I hate my job. How many of you hate your job? You know, that's funny. I want to get back to that job thing in just a second, but I want to read this real quick. Hey, Romeo, I'm a female who grew up poor. Me and my husband make really good money now, and you're right. I want to live better than I did growing up. He doesn't care. But what is wrong with that? That's the reason we work so hard. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. Here's the problem that I have with your scenario specifically, and I'm sure your husband would agree with me if he was able to text me. And that is, you want to be better than when you were poor, which is fine. You worked hard to get there. But don't get mad at your husband if he doesn't. If your husband doesn't want to run the AC because he's still humble, like he was when he was broke, stop degrading him for that. That's the problem. The problem is not that you want one thing and he wants the other. The problem is that you degrade him and he doesn't degrade you. That's the difference. That's the real difference. It's not that you want to live better because you grew up poor. The fact is, you women degrade your men who just don't care. They're okay with with living like they were poor, even though they're not. So that's the problem. All right, 842-547-7. I just got this text message a little bit ago, and I read it to you already once. Good morning, Rome. Hey, I love this weather, but it doesn't change the fact that I hate my job. And I read that, and I started to think about all the jobs I had growing up, all the jobs I've had since before this one. And I don't think I've ever actually hated my job. I mean, all my jobs were, retail, fast food. What did I do? I worked at a glass company, cutting glass. I worked at a truck. I was just the hand at a truck, or the car washer and the hand at a truck leasing company, which was all the guys I worked with were great. I don't think I've ever had a job that I actually didn't like. I mean, they weren't the best jobs in the world, but I never hated them. I'm trying to think if there was a job that I didn't care for. I don't think there was. I'm trying to remember all my jobs, part-time, full-time, up until this radio show. I don't think I've ever had a job that I hated. I don't think. I mean, why do you hate your job? What about it do you hate? Already 4254777. And, you always hear that cliche. People go into a job they hate because they got to pay their bills. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever hated a job that I've ever had. Why do you hate your job? I mean, hate's a strong word. Hate is a strong word. Already 4254777. Why do you hate your job, man? Somebody was just texting me how he hated his job. Likes the weather, hates his job, which I thought was kind of funny because I never had a job I hated. I mean, I don't think I ever did. Maybe a boss that was a jackass, but never really hated. I don't know. I guess not. Already 4254777. Yo, Rome. You're telling me that you never had a job that you hated, even when you were younger? No, I didn't. I haven't. I loved all my jobs. I didn't love them all. I mean, well, they weren't. I don't know, how do you say it? Yeah. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Romeo, so I've never hated my job, but I have hated the people I had to work with.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
It's not, because I love my job. But so, for instance, this morning, I got in an argument with a coworker because Raider Dave was going to the restroom, and he tried to tell me, well, it's not break yet. I said, so you're going to sit here and dictate when I can go to the pooper? So this is none of your business. Okay. And this is advice I give to everybody. The smart, wise man poops on company time. The fool waits till break. And I told him that. And I will walk my butt to the restroom. Okay. So it's not my job I hate. It's the people that I work with sometimes that irritate me.
All right, Raider Dave. Well, there you go. It's not the job, it's the people. And that's probably true of most people. I don't know. I never hated a job, so I don't know. Already 4254777. Someone was telling me they hate their job, right? And I was talking about I never had a job that I hated. I can't remember one. My jobs were all okay. I mean, yeah, I never hated a job. Already 4254777. Hey, Rome. Raider Dave is wrong. A reason to hate your job is because of the people you work with. So what is he talking about? Yeah, I would agree with that. What are the reasons you hate your job? That's a good question. I would have thought that also when Raider Dave said that if you don't like the people that you work with, that would be why you hate your job, right? Why you dread going to it every day? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've never not liked the job. They were all fine. They were all, fine for what they were. Already 4254777. Hey, Romeo. Like Raider Dave said, dealing with people at his job he doesn't like. You're telling me that you've never hated being on the radio with all the dummies you have to talk to? No. No, this is a great job. This is a great job. I would advise everybody to get a radio job if they could have. They're great. Why would you hate your job? Because you work too hard? The work? The people. It's got to be the people, right? That would be, I'm trying to think. All the people I've ever worked with were fine. There was nothing wrong with them. Maybe one annoying boss, but not enough to hate the job. I agree with you. I think Raider Dave is wrong. I think one of the reasons to hate a job is because of the people you work with, not the actual job description, right? I don't think anybody's doing a job that they say they hate because of the actual job. It's got to be other factors of the job, right? No, maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. RD4254777. It's hard for me to have this conversation because all the jobs I've ever had, I thought were fine. Didn't have a problem with them. Wouldn't that be the reason that you hate your job is because of the people that you work with? I would think that would be the biggest factor, right? Good morning. What's going on?
Well,
Hey, what up?
you know what I do for a living, so I can't say it, but I hate my bosses. That's why I'm working in L.A. for the time being. The people you work with is the reason why you do not like your job.
The only reason.
That is spot on. Spot on.
Damn.
Spot on. Because if I stay here, I'm going to end up, having to check in.
Yeah,
I'm going to end up having to check in.
RD4254777. Rome. I work for the state for Caltrans. Most of us here like our jobs, but a lot of us agree the pay could be better. But none of us want to leave because the benefits are great and we have guaranteed job security. If they would pay more, we would all be happy. Also, just like everyone else, a lot of us here don't care for some of the people we work with, like most jobs. Yeah, coworkers. I think the reason most people don't like their jobs is because of coworkers. I get pay. And I'm going to explain this to you guys real quick. When it comes to getting paid, the reason most of you, and I'm talking about guys with jobs like this, is you spend too much money. You wish you made more money because you spend too much money. Okay? Had you just lived within a budget of what you make, pay would be fine. Okay? Now, I'm not saying everybody doesn't want more money, right? But a lot of you buy things you don't need or buy things, out of your pay range, and is what it is. But yeah, I get it though. I get what you're saying. RD4254777. But I think the biggest reason people hate their jobs is coworkers. I don't think there's any question, right? All right, it is time to talk to James Burton. He is our insurance guy, and the guy, insurances, they're always ripping us off. So we got to figure out how to save as much as we can. What's going on, James?
You have me on here to talk about ripping people off, huh, Romeo?
Well,
insurance people. I thought we were going to talk about why people hate their jobs.
Well, you don't hate your job, though.
I don't, but I disagree with your reason as to why they hate their job. I don't think it's coworkers.
100% coworkers.
You know what I think it is?
What?
I think it's their managers. I'm thinking about the jobs I've had before. Sometimes managers.
Well, they're coworkers though. Manager's a coworker, I guess. A boss. A manager.
It's a little different because you got somebody trying to micromanage you when you know your job. That type of stuff would make your job miserable.
Well, that's pretty. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, tomato.
That's my take.
You might be right. You might be right. Totally right about it. I mean, but I've never had any bad coworkers, so that's why I didn't. I just would assume that's why.
Right. That's because you got the cush job, Romeo. You can sit out here and talk trash all day long. Hey, that's the life.
It is a life, I will tell you. Oh, man. All right. So we bring James in to talk about insurance. Obviously, it's a scam until you really need it. And then it's the greatest thing in the world.
Absolutely. I always tell people you rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah, man, because you could really screw up your life if you don't have the right insurance, if you don't have what you need when something goes wrong.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right about that. So what's new in insurance? I mean, California for a while there was having people were losing their home insurances on technicalities. Nobody wanted to renew for a while. I think you were even not writing new policies, right? Just a few years back.
Yeah, there was a lot of different things where companies were like tightening their restrictions and stuff like that. They are starting to finally loosen them up. One of the reasons is the state of California finally, I won't say they gave in, but they're going to allow companies to start opening up to rate higher in the fire areas. So that will be a big thing to open up.
What about, wait, say that again.
So you know how they close it off and they basically look at Bakersfield as like LA and everything else because it's in California.
Sure.
So they were restricting a number of policies written, fire zones, thinking because all the stuff that happened down south in the fires, it was affecting all of California. So they were slowing it down.
I see what you're saying.
But the state said, we're not going to allow you to raise rates. Then the company's like, we just won't write. That's why they weren't writing.
Gotcha.
Now the state is saying you can raise rates in those high fire prone areas.
Well, yeah, but isn't that more fair? Because I don't live in a fire area.
Absolutely,
so
it's more fair. It's more fair, especially for us here in Bakersfield, because those people will get rated accordingly to where they live at, and it'll open back up for us where eventually you'll start to see the rates start to go back down a little bit. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a long process this year, next year?
No. Most companies are thinking by June or July you're going to start seeing some shift.
But that's when renewals come up, right? So it'll be...
renewals are based on when you started it.
No, but what I'm saying is usually when you get a rate change, whether it's up or down, happens when you're at your renewal, right?
Correct. Okay. Yeah, it won't be in the middle of a policy term. It'll be at your renewal. So,
okay.
But there are some good competitive rates right now with a lot of different companies.
So what about car insurance? I know there was some time. I think you were telling me a while back that some of these car insurance companies were making you pay 6 months out or something like that. Do you remember that conversation?
Only if you have a bad history of making payments.
Okay.
Those people that don't pay their bills and they let their policies cancel.
Okay.
If you try to come back, they'd be like, "Nah, you got to pay the whole 6 months."
Well, that's good. So, what do we? So nothing's really changed other than
markets opening back up.
Okay,
people having opportunities. Some rates are starting to see some changes in there. So I mean, in our agency now we do have some new companies. So I mean, we've already had a lot of them, but now we have more. So I mean, people can always call in to get quotes.
Explain to people what you do when you.
Well, what I do and what my agency, what makes it different now since I transitioned from being basically an agent where I could only write one carrier before. Mm-hmm. Now, when people call in, I'm going to quote 4 or 5 different companies for them. So the good thing is by doing that, I'll be able to give them more opportunities, more rates, to choose from and coverage options to choose from. And also when renewals come up, I'm looking for them to say, hey, their renewals coming up. Let me reshop it. Do we get a better rate with a different company for them? So it works in their benefit that I'm always looking for the best price for them. And I still have the same philosophy. A lot of agents will charge broker fees and stuff like that. And that's just not something that we've ever done. So we don't charge any broker fees. We just charge whatever the insurance company charges.
And one of the good things, I will say this, and I don't say much good about James, but that he'll give you a call. You may not even know your renewal is coming up, and you may not even know you can find a better insurance rate. He'll actually, him or someone from his office will actually call you and say, hey, I was checking into this. I found out you can get a better rate going this way moving forward. And I don't know that, a lot of your company, a lot of your insurance agents are doing that for you every year, every 6 months. What is it, every year? I don't even know.
It depends on, sometimes every 6 months for autos, every year for houses, or sometimes it's a year on the autos. But we do call.
What's your phone number?
836-1300 is our office number. And also have a website now. It's kind of one of the companies, but it gives you a good way if you want to start a quote online. It's insureyounow.net.
All right, hold on, guys. All right, so James Burton's here. James, give me your phone number real quick.
836-1300.
And your website, they want to get a quote?
insureyounow.net.
All we do is call you, and you can do quotes over the phone, quotes on text. They can text you, right?
Yeah, they can text. They can text directly to that number. If they go to the website, they can actually start a quote online, and it'll give me their information, and I'll follow up after I run several quotes for them. So,
okay. Yeah. And I want to tell you this about I know all you idiots, you go online, you see the thing, quote online, you'll go to some website and it'll quote you 5 different companies. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing James does, and you can talk to him. You can call him and talk to him when you need somebody to fix something.
And I'll massage the numbers to make sure it's right for him. Make sure the coverages are right. We'll have a conversation. So, one thing is new, Romeo, in our agency now. We do have the opportunity now, because before you could only write either auto or home, but some of our carriers now are starting back to let you bundle. Mm-hmm. So we do have the opportunity to bundle coverages so people can get those multi-policy discounts. Yeah. Oh, and one of the carriers now, and this is a discount everybody will love. Almost everybody you know has a Costco or a Sam's Club card, right?
Yeah.
One of the new carriers I have, if you have a Costco or a Sam's Club card, you can get a discount on your insurance. Yeah. Really? I was surprised on that one, because before it used to just be professions like law enforcement or teachers, or you work for the state. But now, if you have a Costco or a Sam's Club card,
that's pretty cool.
Which is everybody, you can qualify for a discount.
I think I have both.
A lot of people do, Romeo. I think we have both of them too.
But anyway, one of the things I just want to point out is I know a lot of you guys are looking for discounts, so you shop rates and you just go online to whatever website says auto insurance on it, and it'll give you the major carriers, or it'll give you 5 different, and you still have to go through a computer. You don't know who your agent is, or you don't know who's on your side helping you out. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating when you can just call James, because James is right here. He lives in Bakersfield. Yep. If you have a problem,
want to come by the office, you can come. Some people want to see me face to face. Not many, but if you do want to sit down and have a conversation, whether it's about, like I said, we do auto, home, life, business. If you want to have a conversation and get more information, we can do it.
I just think there's this idea that people think if they do it on the internet, that it's cheaper, or if I go through, and it's not. It's the same price without the personal touch is really what it comes down to. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that. Yeah. Do you do pet insurance?
We do pet insurance. I don't write it very often.
I know.
There are some people that ask for it, and we do have an opportunity to write it.
Because
people care about their pets, Romeo. So it depends. The ranges I see for pet insurance is probably anywhere from $30 to $60 a month, but it does help save on those vet bills.
Oh,
I've had a couple people that got it when they had to take their pets to the vet. They did save some money. Yeah.
So we got a car, we got auto, we got home, we got pet.
Life insurance, business insurance. If you name it, Romeo, we do it. We umbrella insurance. A lot of people, we get business owners saying, do you do general liability? Yeah, we do general liability. We do workers' comp insurance. We do commercial auto insurance. So, I mean, if you name it, we'll do it. I had one person call years back saying, can you insure an airplane? I'm like, well, I've never insured one, but let me find out. And sure enough, I found out, and I insured his airplane. So, I mean,
really,
yeah.
What about livestock insurance? Goats, sheep, cows, things like that?
No, I have never done any of those.
You've never done that?
No, those are a little bit different. But if somebody asks, I can definitely inquire.
Okay.
So there are some companies that do what are called farm ranch policies, but it mostly insures like farm equipment and stuff like that, not necessarily the livestock.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know. You imagine a person gets insurance and they really sold their cow so they can make money. Sold them for slaughter and say, hey, my cow got hit.
I'll tell you this off the air. I don't know if I could talk about it on the air. Tell everybody your phone number to get
836-1300, or they can go to insureyounow.net and get started with an auto, home, condo quote, renter's insurance. Oh, I forgot renter's insurance.
Oh, we got to get into that too. Hold on. James Burton's here. He's our insurance guy. Do we call you a broker? What do we call you? A dealer?
No, I'm just an insurance agent.
Insurance agent with multiple companies to quote and figure out how to get you the best plan. I don't want to say the best rates. I want to say plan, because sometimes people don't understand, which we're going to talk about in a minute, what insurance does for them and when they don't have the right coverages. Condos, renters. Also, a couple of things I never had renter's insurance in my life.
Right. Renter's insurance is dirt cheap, Romeo.
Okay.
And I'm talking about $12 to $15 a month on the low end. If you want more coverage, you might be up to $20, $25 a month.
And what does that do for you? What does renter's insurance do for you?
Renter's insurance covers your stuff. So basically the owner of the building or the house or the apartment or whatever you live in, they have coverage for the building, but they don't have coverage for your stuff inside. Okay. So renter's insurance is going to cover everything from your furniture to your clothes to your shoes. Your ladies that got those handbags, electronics, all that stuff is covered under renter's insurance. So, I mean, it's basically anything that didn't come in the house that you're living in is covered under renter's insurance.
What about condos? Why is that different? Condos different than home?
Condos are different than houses because condos, they have an association. And the association covers the exterior of the building. Okay. Your condo policy will cover from the drywall in. So basically, if your drywall inside is damaged, your flooring, your carpet's damaged, and it's going to cover your contents and stuff like a regular home policy. It just doesn't cover the outside of the building.
All of the different insurances that are available to get. You got your auto, your home, which we all know about. Condo, I'm sure if anybody owns a condo, they know about it. Do you have to have it?
If you have a loan, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Renters is probably something a lot of people aren't as familiar with, or is that pretty common?
Yeah. It's not common. They know about it, but most people don't get it because they don't think about it. Some people think, hey, I live there, my landlord has insurance, and I'm good. Yeah. But the landlord's insurance doesn't cover you. The landlord's insurance covers their building. It doesn't cover their stuff. I had years ago, one of my customers, he was an owner from some properties. His tenant tried to sue him because the apartment caught on fire and their stuff inside burned up. But he's not liable and responsible for their stuff. So a lot of places will actually make the tenants get renter's insurance. Okay. And if you think $20 a month, I mean, you go out somewhere, what is that, a drink? It's not even 2 drinks anymore. I know. It's 1 drink. So if you can sacrifice 1 drink a month, you can afford renter's insurance.
I've never owned anything worth insuring, so it doesn't matter.
Romeo, you say that, but if something happened and you lost all your stuff inside, your clothes, your furniture, your couches, your refrigerator, your computers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it worth $20 a month to get it all replaced?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. So we got that. Then you do pet insurance. Umbrella coverages are some things that I know a couple of my friends got because they had boys.
Let's talk about umbrella insurance for a minute, Romeo. Because a lot of people don't really know. They say, I want umbrella insurance, and they think, I can get umbrella and I can lower my other insurances.
Yes.
And that's not how insurance works.
Okay.
I'm saying this because the customer just talked about the pieces. Umbrella is basically, imagine yesterday it was raining. You put an umbrella over your head to cover from getting wet up. Okay. And umbrella insurance covers the other policies in excess of what they are.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you have $100,000 on your policy now in liability coverage, or you have $500,000 in liability, but you're worried about somebody suing you for more than that. The umbrella insurance is an additional layer of coverage. Like right now, I just did a quote for $1 million. It was like $350 a year.
That's not bad at all.
For $1 million in liability. But the downside, a lot of people think I can just get that and I'm good. No, you have to increase your underlying limits.
Okay.
So the limits on your auto and your home or renters have to be higher before you can actually qualify for the umbrella.
All right, James, give everybody your phone number. I still want to talk about life insurance and a couple other things before you get out of here. So what's your phone number?
836-1300, or they can go to insureyounow.net.
Oh, all right. We're talking to the insurance guy. James Burton's here. He's our insurance agent. We talked to him about, everything. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Romeo.
All right. So first things first. It's hard to have a professional conversation with me, huh?
Why?
Because we play golf and hang out and talk so much smack to each other.
I know you're a clown, but I think everybody else knows you too, Romeo. You know what's funny? What's good about you, Romeo? You can be the biggest trash talker. You know how to have fun. But at the same time, you ask questions that are like, sometimes they're kind of intriguing questions, or you'll ask questions that are like really make you think sometimes. So,
that's because I'm smarter than everybody.
You know what? It's funny that you say you're the smartest man. What do you say? Your tag on the smartest man in radio or something like that? And you actually are a pretty smart guy. I'm being serious. But most people hear you on the radio and they think this guy's a damn clown or he's an ass, but you are you're a pretty smart guy. I'll give you that.
Oh,
Romeo.
that's funny. James, what do you do? Somebody just texted me. What do you do if you have renter's insurance, but possibly have mold in the walls and ceilings, and it's reflecting your health? Well, is that an insurance issue?
It is an insurance issue, and it's a liability issue for the renter's insurance. Doesn't cover that.
Okay.
It's a liability issue for the property owner.
Oh, okay.
So what happens if your health is affected by that? They could their liability. They could get sued liably for it. So if they have, just say you own the building, you have liability coverage, and a tenant files a lawsuit against you because the mold is affecting them, and basically there'd have to be a process. The landlord would have to be put on notice. Hey, we got this mold that's affecting my health. I've been to the doctor. This, that, and the other has been done. And if the landlord doesn't take action or do anything about it, then you could potentially have a lawsuit. But
gotcha.
It can't just be, hey, you know it was mold there and you didn't say anything, and all of a sudden you're sick. So, but everything takes a process.
Kind of a paper trail of what's going on.
Exactly. Do a paper trail of what's going on. But definitely the landlord, if that's the issue, the landlord needs to know about it, because if it's in the walls, a lot of times it's in the drywall, or if it's in the flooring, it's something that needs to be cut out. Yeah. So, but that's a great question she posed, though, and I wanted to address this real quick. Mold is not covered under insurance. Okay. Under hardly any insurance.
Okay.
And the reason is insurance covers for what's called accidental direct physical loss, meaning something happened and something changed that. Sudden accidental direct physical loss, meaning something all of a sudden happened. Okay. But mold doesn't happen all of a sudden. Mold is something that's been growing over a period of time. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like rot. People say, hey, I got rot. My sink's rotted out, or the wood underneath is rotted out. It's been going on over a period of time. It's not covered. Gotcha. But if the pipe busts and your house floods because the pipe bust, or the toilet overflowed, or the hot water heater exploded, or something like that, that's sudden and accidental. That stuff is covered. But it's still something the landlord does need to address.
All right. I want to ask you about two different things before we get out of here that people need to understand. And one is coverages. We always look for the cheapest rate. And sometimes the cheapest rate is not the best coverage for us. And we go, well, save me $5. Well, $5 more might save you $100,000 more, or a lawsuit in the long run.
Exactly. And the good thing is the state of California has forced that the minimums be increased starting last year.
But they're still too low.
They are still too low, and but they're more sufficient than they were. Okay. It used to be horrible. Like, you could have coverage where people have $10,000 in property damage coverage. If you hit a car that costs more than $10,000, you're SOL. You know what I mean?
There's those little cameras in the front of my truck.
Right.
It's $10,000.
Exactly. For them to fix the damage and recalibrate it, it's going to cost more than that. So coverage is definitely important, making sure you have the right coverage, and especially if you're a property owner. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I get these guys, they got a $500,000 house or a $700,000 house, and they'll say, I want the lowest coverage on the auto. No, I'm not going to do that to you, because if something happens and you're sued, then they're going to come after your house. Yeah. So those are things that people going online, and I'm glad you brought that up. You go online and you get insurance, you don't know you're just getting it because you feel like you're covered. But no one's had the conversation about
because it meets whatever qualifications you have to have, because that's what the bank says or whatever, but you don't realize what could happen to you.
Absolutely. If you have that, you're exactly right. If the bank says it or the state says it, you met the qualification, but you didn't really protect yourself if something should happen. So
I don't think a lot of homeowners think about that. I think they really need to look at people can come after your home. You need to really watch what's going on.
Yep, I've seen people. Trust me, I've been in this game since '98, Romeo, a long time. So before I became an agent in 2005. But before that, I did claims and I did underwriting. Yeah. I've seen people get liens put against their house. Mm-hmm. I've seen people have their wages garnished because they didn't have. Years ago, I had a guy, and this guy worked his tail off. He had 2 jobs. I said, why? He said, because when I was 20 years old, I hit a guy and I killed him. And he was on the hook for all this money he got sued for. Oh, yeah. So he said, one job goes to pay for this family's dad that I killed. They were counting on his money for livelihood. And the other one is for my family. Oh, gotcha. So it's like, but he had to pay back so much money for all these years because he had piss poor coverage and he killed somebody. Yeah. If you don't have good coverage, a lot of bad things can happen.
Yeah. So James Burton's here. He is our insurance guy. We like to talk to him about all the things that are happening in insurance in California, because it does change sometimes. Looks like things are gonna get. There's some positive things happening in insurance that might help us over the next few months, lower our insurance with insurance companies in California. So you need to give them a call.
Not necessarily lower it, but it'll be more options and opportunities with the cat rating that's going to be coming in June.
Okay.
So,
Well, give James a call. What's your number?
836-1300, or they can visit insureyounow.net.
Let's talk about life insurance real quick before we get you out of here. Very important for a lot of people. And for some reason, I think the stereotype of life insurance is I can't afford it. And I don't know if that's necessarily true.
It's not true. Okay. It's about the same price range as we talked about for renter's insurance. So, well, maybe not quite as cheap though, but I just insured a guy. He's a fairly young guy though, but he got $1 million policy, $1 million term in case something happens to his wife or his kids. It was like $55-$60 a month for his $1 million. And then he got $100,000 on both his wife and his daughter, and he got permanent policies on them. So
let's talk about the difference real quick.
Okay.
A term policy is how long?
Term policy is varies. It could be 10, 20, 30 years. If you're young enough, you can even get 40-year policies sometimes. Okay. And basically, I always equivalent it to term is like renting insurance. Mm-hmm. Permanent is like buying a house. Okay. So with a term, you lock the rate in for the number of years that you selected. So if you have a great rate because you're young, you have that rate locked in for the next 20, 30 years. Yeah. And in that time, hopefully you'll have taken that opportunity to build your wealth by investing the difference and having plenty of money to start investing in, whether it be mutual funds, 401ks, whatever it may be.
Okay, so outside of that, I just want to talk about the dummy like me. Mm-hmm. You're 26 years old, you get married, you have a kid, now you're a family at 27, 28. A term life insurance for 20 years, 25 years, okay? People will say, well, I'm just renting insurance, it's a waste of money. Not if something happens.
Absolutely.
$1 million for your wife and kid, that's something that's very manageable for you for 25 years. Hopefully you'll never have to use it. But the idea that you may, and if it happens, that is, it was worth it. The $55 or whatever you said.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share a real quick story on me. I always tell this when I'm sitting down with them because this just shows you two sides of the spectrum. I had two couples, this was years back, maybe 10, 12 years back. One couple got the insurance for their family, the other one didn't. One guy coming home from work, worked a double shift, falls asleep at the wheel, crashes, and he dies. Okay. Their family got the insurance. His wife, who worked part-time, she was able to take that money. She was able to pay the house off, pay the car off. Yeah. She was still able to keep working part-time and be there at home for her kids while they were growing up. Yeah. And it helped them out. The other family, they didn't get the insurance, and at the time, I think it was about $25 a month. He was a young guy. This guy died in a freak accident at work. He gets buried in sand or something. Oh, wow. They had 5 kids. The wife got pregnant in high school. She'd never had a job. In their family, she was kind of estranged from her family. Mm-hmm. They ended up in the homeless shelter. Wow. That's the difference between getting the life insurance and not. Is it worth $25 to $50 a month for you to get some type of coverage for your family? That's what you have to ask yourself.
Well, and the coverage should be enough to pay off the house at minimum. Because then they have a place to live. Absolutely. That's what I always tell everybody. Don't lose your home.
Absolutely. A place to live. If you're a man, you got to think about it. If you're responsible for your kids to have shelter over their head, if your daughter's going to the proms, the quinceañeras, getting that first car, paying college tuition, those are things we talk about. And how much insurance do you think you really need? And some people are like, well, I can't leave them that much. Well, that's fine. Leave them something. Don't have them having a car wash for you because you didn't have any insurance in place, or selling dinners or something crazy like that. Something crazy. It's worth it.
For something that I mean, $25 or $50 might seem like a lot, but if you really break it down, what do you waste $50 on a month?
It's less than $1 a day, Romeo, for some of these situations.
So I just want you guys to understand that it's very important, and I just, protect your family. Even though a lot of you will sit there and go, "Oh, that's crazy! After 25 years, if I don't use it, it's gone." I'm like, yeah, but it's 25 years of if something happened. That's what we pay insurance for. Right. If something happens, because I could have James for the next hour and a half tell you what happened to people that didn't have insurance and something happened.
Exactly. And that's on the term. If you get the permanent, explain the permanent real quick. You get the permanent policy. The permanent policy is for your life. So you lock in that rate. It's the same rate for the rest of your life. You can even build it up where there's cash value, where you can pull cash out if you need to. The policy can pay itself after a period of time and you can stop paying it. But the best thing is, you know that that's how you're going to leave an inheritance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that way you leave behind money instead of debt.
One day, maybe next time you come on, James, we'll talk about all the people that got it and it benefit them. And nobody thought that they would do. Well, I'll tell you later. We'll talk about it later. All right, James, give me your phone number real quick.
You got a lot of stories, Romeo.
Exactly.
Our office number is 836-1300. Or if you want to get the auto, home, renters, or condo quote started, you can go to insureyounow.net.
Let's talk about how your animals ended up with their name. I was thinking about this the other day because I got this silly cat, and somebody actually asked me. Now, I've told you guys this story. Yeah, this cat ended up at my house, showing up at the front yard, or showed up at the porch. I fed it. No, I didn't feed it the first night. Showed up at the porch, left for a little while, came back. A couple of days went by, kept coming back to my front door on my porch. So finally, I just picked it up, threw it in the backyard, and now it lives with me. But a friend of mine was asking me the other day because I call it homeless, and how he got his name, because he was homeless until he showed up. Now he got a home. And so that's how this cat ended up with its name, Homeless. And some of the ways you come up with your dogs or your cats or your animals' names, right? How do they end up with their name? Usually by how they look or how you ended up with them. So what is the name of your animals? And how did they get their name? RD4254-7-7.
Romeo, this is Coronavirus Stalker.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you're talking about pet names?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 dogs. I rescued them. Let me put it out there. I rescued them about 3 years ago. And I didn't know their names, so I rescued them and I posted them like on Facebook. Hey, I got your dogs. You want your dogs? Nobody never claimed them. They tugged on my heart, so I ended up keeping them, got them their shots, gave them their haircuts. Well, one name is Chiquita. One name is Princess. Oh, my God, Chiquita. Oh, my God, Chiquita. Oh, we have another dog. Chiquita had a baby, and his name is Rocky. Well, let me tell you about Princess and Chiquita first. Chiquita, she's so tiny, she's a digger. She will dig. If I put her in the backyard, she will dig.
Well, how did she get the name? How did she get her name?
Because she's so tiny.
Oh, okay.
She's so tiny.
I don't care about her personality. I didn't ask your dog's personality. I asked how she got her name.
Well, she got her name because she's so tiny.
Okay.
Chiquita. And then Princess, I gave Princess her name because when I let her in the house, she'll literally just sit by me and she'll sit down. She won't run around like a princess. She won't move. Like, she'll be like, let me be good so they don't throw me outside.
There you go. All right, get out of here. Go to work. All right, 842-547-7. Like I said, how'd your animals get their names? Talking about your pets, man. Some of you have pets that have unique names. Some of you have pets that they got a name based on some characteristic of them. I mean, how did you name your dogs or your cats or your pets? RD4254-7-7. Hey, good morning, Romeo. Okay. So we had a cat named Katie, and she was named after my in-law's dog who had just died. And then we had a cat named Oscar, and he was really tough when he was a kitten, and Oscar is a tough name. Oh, Oscar de la Hoya is a tough name. So that's how he got named. And then we had another cat named Gary. And he was always so serious when he was a kitten, and we figured Gary is like a serious dude kind of name, a serious dude kind of name, so he became Gary. That's pretty funny, by the way. Having a cat named Gary is, that's pretty dang funny. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Rome. My cat is named Stella Rose. When she was about a week or 2 old, the people who gave me the cat asked me what her name was going to be, and I couldn't think of anything, but I had a few bottles of Stella Rose in the kitchen. And that was the first thing that I came up with. Man, were you on that Stella Rose when you were thinking about that cat's name? What about your pets? How'd they get their names? I remember we had this when I lived on the reservation. My mom let me have a hamster. I named him Herman the Hamster. I have no idea why. We had this cat that we used to call Ghost because it lived with us I think it lived with us. But this cat lived with us. We call it ghost because we never saw it. It would be like you'd catch it out of the corner of your eye running around because it only came in very rarely would come in, but it lived outside around the house. And so we'd see it. I think this cat lived for 400 years, to be honest with you, because you just see glimpses of it, or you think you'd see glimpses of it. Nah. Yeah, we used to call her Well, we knew she was alive because she ate all the food we left out for her, at least I think. Already 42547. What do we got here? Hey, Rome, bro, it's funny you bring that up because my dad brought a dog home when we was kids, and we found him where he worked. It was tied up to a water spigot, and the water was just running very slow so he could have water to drink. But my dad fed him his lunch and united him, and untied him. But the dog never left his side, so he brought him home. We talked about that. We were going to name him, and my dad said, we're going to name him Arvin because that's where he found him. But that's what I say. Isn't that the best name to give your animals? Something that has a story behind it, you know? Let's see here. Hey, Rome, my wife's family has a dog. They named Susia because she gets pregnant by the dogs in the neighborhood. Oh, my God. What is wrong with you guys? Funny, though. That is, that's pretty funny, though. Oh, my God. All right, 84254-727. How'd your pets get their name? Talking about your animals, man. How'd they get their name? What kind of story you got? All right, 84254-727. Good morning, Romeo. I feel like all the stay-at-home moms have been waiting for this topic for a long time. Most of these women use their pets as part of their accessories. Okay. Hey, good morning, Rome. Hey, I'm streaming from Lemoore, California, the Naval Air Weapons Station. I took a homeless kitten home off the California Avenue. I named her Callie. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, 84254-727. We're talking about naming your pets. How'd they get their name? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey.
So I have one main dog. Her name is Coco Chanel.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let's start with this. You have one main dog and you have a side piece dog, or what?
No, okay. So my other two passed. So
okay.
They're not here. So
I was just checking. I thought maybe you had a side dog somewhere that nobody knew about.
I tell nobody about that one.
Okay. Coco Chanel.
So she's our main one. She's 6 years old. Her name is Coco Chanel. The other two that passed were Giovanni, Versace, and Gucci. So I name my dogs after things I know I can't afford.
That is funny. That's funny.
All their personalities, they were all bougie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now she's bougie, and the other two were boys, and for being boys, those were some bougie. So.
Yeah, that is great.
So yeah, I name them after things we can't afford.
Well, then you're gonna have to name the next one Ribeye because those things are expensive.
No, the next one's gonna be gas. I can't afford that.
Talking about your animals, how did they end up with the name they have? All right. Hey, Rome, my dog's name is Cash because I paid $800 for him. He's a Pomeranian who thinks he's bigger than life. He tries to chase big dogs and try to fight and attack the neighbor's cat. He doesn't bark at the cat. He sneak attacks it and just bum rushes it every time it's in the yard. I sometimes call him Top Dollar because he cracks me up. He always has me rolling. He even tried to pee on another dog that walked past the gate, no matter how big they is. And then he kills all the grass like he did something. Oh, it's funny how those little dogs act like they're all badass. That's great. RD4254777. Kind of like the little dudes in Bakersfield. They act like they're badass. RD4254777. Ro, my daughter named her dog Monroe because her name is Marilyn Monroe. That dog is so damn cute. Oh my God. That dog is so adorable. Oh. Hey, Rome, I have 2 dogs, Sedative and Indigo. Both are named after strains of marijuana. Sedative. She can go from 0 to 100 with lots of energy. My second dog's name is Indigo, the perfect calm lap dog, and wants to sleep all the time. Oh, that's Indigo? Oh, no, Indigo. I'm sorry. It's Sedative and Indigo, right? I said it wrong. Hey, Romeo, you're talking about the dog names, right? Yeah, what do you got? What do you call? How'd your pets get their names? RD4254777. Rome, we named our dog Chimichanga because we bought him from a lady that didn't speak English, and I told my 4-year-old that the dog only knew Spanish. So I said, what do you want to name him? And he said Chimichanga. We call him Chimmy. That's kind of funny that's kind of funny. Hey, bro, we used to have a Chihuahua. He didn't have a name for the first 2 months till he started stealing our neighbor's sandals every other day until one day our neighbor just started calling him something, which is sandal in Spanish. Harachi. I messed that up too. Harachi in Spanish, and that was his name forever. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's cool. Hey, you Evan Cheese fan, I have a boy pug, and his name is Frank because the pug's name from the movie Men in Black. Oh, Frank, yeah, that's pretty good. RD4254777. Hey, Ro, my grandpa in Fresno had a dog. I asked him what his name was, and he said it was DOG. I thought that was a weird name and asked him why he named him that, and he said, that's how you spell dog. Oh, I've heard that before. Yeah. All right. How'd your animals get their name?
Yes. I wanted to call in to give a reason why I named my dog what I named it.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
His name is Simon Phoenix. And there's 2 reasons. He has a first and last name. Okay, Simon, basically, from Demolition Man, digging. But the Phoenix part is a little more serious. I named him Phoenix because when he was a puppy, he had parvo. And he was the last dog standing. He made it, so Phoenix.
Yeah, I get it. All right, man, thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. RD4254777. Hey, Rome. This is Seahawk Lou. We talking about dogs. I have mini weenie dogs. His name is Glizzy, named after hot dog. Glizzy. Oh, that's a cute little dog, Lou. That's a cute little dog. Let's see here. What'd you send me here? Hey, Rome, I got 4 cats. All were supposed to be temporary fosters, but they ended up growing on me. My first cat called him Casper since I found him on Halloween. Second called him Archie since he acts like he's royalty. Let me see here. What else? Hold on. Let me see what else you're saying here. Third cat is, second royalty better than the others. Luckily, I didn't name him. In the trash where you found him, I see. The third is called Raider, like the Mortal Kombat character, since he bit me when I rescued him. Last one is called Midas because his belly is gold. They all can be annoying at times, but I don't regret rescuing them from the streets. I don't know how anybody could do that, by the way. I don't know how anybody can say, well, I'm going to foster this dog and then find it a home. I don't know how you guys can do that. That's just wild to me. Bro, I got a King Corso. I named it Midnight because at night, all you could see are his eyes. And my other King Corso is Stormy because she's destroyed everything. That's hilarious. RD4254777. Hey, Rome, I got a new Chihuahua. We let our daughter name them. She named one Oatmeal. Oatmeal's a good name.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On 94.1.